Hey everybody, this is jokerspice, bring a little spice to your life. Last time, we did a couple faffing around things. We got ourselves a couple pieces of heart, maybe one. We did get the golden scale though, so now we can dive 9 meters below the surface of the water. Now we also got a prescription for for eye drops from King Zora, but King Zora's frozen right now in like a literal block of ice, so we can't really help him. But now we're here where King Jabu Jabu used to be, and he's not here anymore, but we can go into this very icy cavern. Go ahead and check it out. We got more of this red ice stuff. No matter what you do, dense fire, knocking it with your hammer, unfortunately it's just not going to break, so there's something mystical about that ice that's a little different than normal. Here we got a couple ice enemies. They don't look like they would be dangerous, but they can freeze you, which is super not cool of them. Just like that. Shake the control stick and press some buttons in order to escape faster. But these guys have nothing on us. Trying to use arrows on these guys will also not work. And these guys can also teleport, so you gotta be careful. There we go. There we go. Well, that wasn't really fair. Oh well. Perfect. So yeah, you gotta hit them with your sword. I think you could also use your Megaton Hammer, but I'd rather just use my sword. It's more accustomed to pressing the B button. Here we go. We got one of those things again. You gotta go ahead and grab. You gotta go ahead and grab 5 of these silver rupees. I'm gonna go ahead and grab my hook shot. There's a golden skulltula there that I'd like. I totally forgot to go get our last reward for the ghost house, but we can go ahead and do that another time. Got a golden skulltula, got another silver rupee, which is pretty nice. And then there's just the one more that's right over there. Seriously though, this game doesn't want us to not have money. I haven't really made that much of an effort to collect money ever since we got our large wallet. And that's just because I wanted to show that, like, even when you've done most of the rupee stuff in the game, well, I mean, I guess that makes sense, but like, I don't know, I feel like money is just not a thing in this game. Like, I've seen ROM hacks make it so that you can carry like 1,000 rupees and stuff, and like, it doesn't mean anything because there's no reason to buy anything. I think if they wanted to make money more useful in this game, all they had to do was make it so that not every enemy not the enemy, but if they made it so that like grass and rocks and stuff didn't drop like arrows and bombs and that stuff, and you had to buy all that stuff, money would be a lot more useful, and you'd have more incentive to actually go ahead and buy those things instead of just warping to I don't know, like the Lost Woods in order to get rid of that stuff. Alright. I know there's a keys flying around. I don't know where it is though. Oh, there you are. Oh, no. There we go. Ice keys are annoying because if they hit you, they can freeze you. And there's nothing more annoying than anything that impedes your progress. I don't really care about losing hearts. I care about whether or not if I can move for a couple of seconds. There we go. So here we got a very interesting thing over here. We got some blue fire. This blue fire, it doesn't seem natural. Maybe you can use it for something. I'm trying to... If you shoot through the fire, nothing really happens. It doesn't work the same way as in the Forest Temple when we shot that fire to melt the ice. You actually need to grab your bottle, and you can store the fire in a bottle. Which seems kind of weird, but you know what? Whatever. This is one of the reasons why I did the Poe thing first. Because this is one of the only times in the game where you're really using all your bottles like this. And the more blue fire you have, the easier it is for you to just kind of not have to make any trips or anything like that. Oh no. No, I'm holding the fire. I shouldn't have froze. No! Oh, I actually kind of made the same sound it made. Alright, sweet. So, this actually is a dungeon. Which means that you can use Ferore's Wind in here, if you'd like. And how do you know when something is a dungeon? Well... it's got a dungeon map, obviously. It's not a very big dungeon. I would say it's kind of similar to the other dungeon that we did, the one in Kakariko Village underneath the well. It doesn't have any, it doesn't even have really like a boss or anything like that, but you know, it's really cool. I like this place. Oh. Okay. I was curious what was in there, but if I recall correctly, the only thing that's actually in there is just, what's it called? I think it's just not blue fire. It's just red. It's just a red rupee, I think. I don't know why you have to kill all the enemies. I find it just fun to kill the enemies, even though they don't really provide anything. Oh, I like very, very gently touched my stick by accident, trying to adjust my grip, and I accidentally let go of the fire. So that's not good. If you only have one bottle for whatever reason, let's say you only decided to do the Ruto quest and you didn't care about collecting chickens or anything like that, this dungeon is a little bit more difficult because you're going to have to make a couple trips. But there is also some blue fire here, so as long as you don't use it for anything useless, you shouldn't have to worry too much. I'll go ahead and just grab some more fire. I hear that scritching sound, so I know there's a golden skulltula in here as well. Might as well grab it, see how much we can grab by the end of this game. I think it's around here. There we go. Oh, okay, I ended up using the blue fire by accident, but it's all well and good because I actually was in a location where using the fire would be pretty useful. I am holding down on this stick. Pretty annoying. Alright, cool. Hey, we got enough to complete another heart container. So now we got 15 of these guys. There's only 5 more heart containers in the game. So believe it or not, we've actually completed almost every single heart piece. We almost collected every single heart piece in the game. I don't want to spoil how many more bosses there are in the game, so I won't tell you exactly how many. But we're doing really good. Alright, here we got another big chest. Let's see what's inside this one. Probably the compass. There you go. So now we got the compass. You know, this is such a weird dungeon because like there aren't even many chests. There's a dungeon and there's a dungeon map and a compass. We haven't opened any maps or any chests since we've come in here. And there's only one more chest in the dungeon. So there's literally only the 3 big chests that are in this dungeon. 3 big chests, you might have heard me say. Don't worry, I didn't misspeak. Alright, let's keep going. I really do like the color of that blue fire. I really like it. But I wonder why they didn't just use red fire and blue ice. Maybe because it wouldn't make sense for you to use special fire to melt special ice? Unless it would had some reason to be a different color or something? I don't know. I guess it makes sense. Otherwise, why not just use Din's fire to literally melt everything? Because it's magic fire that only damages people. I don't know. We can also light torches with it, so that doesn't really make sense either. Alright, here we are. This room can be pretty annoying if you don't take care of the fire keys. So we're just gonna do that right away. Let's see. Oh, it froze me anyways. Man, imagine if something that was just slightly cold touched you and it just made you completely freeze. That would be awful. Imagine being strong enough to escape being frozen like that. That would also be really cool. You know, the more I realize what Link is able to accomplish in these games, the more I realize that he's actually like a superhero, like completely unironically. Alright, so we got another one of these to do in this dungeon. Go ahead. That means like you have to collect a minimum of 50 rupees in this dungeon. It's a good thing we got all that blue fire, because that way we don't have to keep going to the back of the room to collect it. Yeah, there's no illusion here, it's just simply in there, so let's go ahead and take care of this. Two down, 3 to go. Alright, so once we're in a position like this, you can't move the ice in any place that's like helpful. So the ice just kind of respawns here. Maybe that's what the crack in the ice is for, to indicate that it respawns here. I wonder if that was for the game developers or for us. Alright, cool. So we got 3 of these guys. I think you can actually get to the blue fire from where we put the ice block. Usually you'd have to move it somewhere a little bit more annoying in order to get to the ice block. But I think if we do a well-timed rolling jump, we can get there. There we go. Alright, cool. I'm just gonna go ahead and collect some more blue fire. When I was a kid, I would frequently go visit my cousins, and they lived in a more rural community. Not that that really has anything to do with my story, but they lived in a rural community, and I remembered we'd also always have like lots of fires and stuff, and it was really fun to have like a fire in the backyard. A rural community meant like more, well, actually less lights in the sky, which means it was much more easier to see like the full night sky. And something that my uncle used to do is like I had no idea like this was a thing as a kid, but depending on what kind of metal you put in the fire, it'll cause the fire to light a different color. And he's an electrician of sorts, or not an electrician, but he played a lot with mechanical parts. And I remember that he would put different colors in the fire to make it all kinds of different colors. And the blue fire just made me think of that. It was pretty cool. Oh man, we were in the middle of swinging our sword. We were gonna kill that thing. So yeah, it's cool to see like green fire, or, like purple fire, and stuff like that. I used to think that, well, I mean, I guess there is kind of, but I used to think there was more like a hierarchy of like which flames were stronger than which ones when I was a kid. I was really interested in like learning about that kind of stuff. Awesome! So right in front of the door, that has a treasure chest in it. Ooh, look at this room. Alright, so this is our boss fight. It's pretty pathetic, because it dies in one hit. But yeah, look at this really beautiful room. This room looks completely different in the 3DS version of the game. But I might put a picture in the corner or something like right now. But it still looks really pretty. This doesn't really look like it would be anywhere. Like, who knows what we're actually like looking at? But I don't know. So cool. Anyways, we got a new item. It's not a dungeon map. It's not a compass. So what could it be? We got the iron boots, the most annoying item in the game. It's so heavy you can't run. It's so heavy you can't float. We meet again, jokersspice. If you came here to meet the Zoras, you wasted your time. This is all there is. With one exception, the Zoras are now sealed under this thick ice sheet. I managed to rescue the Zora princess from under the ice, but she left to head for the water temple. This ice is created by an evil curse. The monster in the water temple is the source of that curse. Unless you shut off the source, this ice will never melt. If you have courage enough to confront the danger and save the Zoras, I will teach you the melody that leads to the temple. Time passes, people move. Like a river's flow, it'll never end. A childish mind will turn to a noble ambition. Young love will become deep affection. The clear water surface reflects growth. Now listen to the serenade of water to reflect upon yourself. You have learned the Serenade of Water. Jokerspice, I'll see you again. Oh man, Link is like, no, don't help me fight. Nope. Alright, so we have the notorious Iron Boots. Now, why are these the worst items in the game? I mean, they're helpful, I'll give them that. But the stupid thing about these dumb boots is that you can only equip them on the main menu. Which means every single time you want to take them off and put them on, you gotta open the menu, put the boots on or off, and then leave the menu. It's just such a pace breaker. Like, it just doesn't make sense in the context of, like, this game. Thankfully, in the 3DS version and some ROM hacks have created remedies for this situation by giving Link this this item. It's basically an item as an equipable item in the Nintendo 3DS version of this game. Also, better Ocarina of Time and Ocarina of Time randomizer all try to fix this by making those items an equipable item instead, or rather a fixed item on the game's UI. Like they use a D-pad and stuff. But now we have some blue fire, which means that we can actually melt the Zora King. If we use our iron boots right here, right inside the Zora's fountain, we can actually get to the bottom of the lake and grab a prize. Because we're human beings, I mean, I guess because we're a Hylian, we can't breathe underwater though, so I think it's 4 multiplied the amount of health you currently have. Something like that will be your timer for how long you can stay underwater, but because we have so many hearts, we actually have minutes. Which is actually pretty impressive, I would say. Yeah. I'm gonna go ahead and grab this Megaton Hammer, because there's actually something that you could do with it right now. So, we'll go ahead and go to the corner where we got Ferrari's win in the first place. So in this corner, if you recall, there was a couple rocks that we weren't able to do anything about. Can we not break this now? Oh, we can't break this now. I forgot. I keep forgetting that the Megaton Hammer does not break silver rocks. You think it would, because it's able to break the ones that are inside Death Mountain, but I don't know. I digress. I'm gonna go ahead and replace that bottle with with some blue fire so that we can go ahead and melt the Zora King. You do not actually need to melt the Zora King in order to advance the game though. This is just something extra that we're doing because we're a nice people. And we also want to get that prescription in for the Goron guy, so let's do that. Big Goron. That's not a very creative name. I feel kind of bad for his dad. Alright, cool. Zora is awake again, but you can only talk to him from here.
Oh, I'm come back to life. Was it you who saved me? Don't be nervous. It looks like you have a hard time breathing underwater. As an expression of my gratitude, I grant you this tunic. With this, you won't...
Oh, you know what? I probably gave him, like, a different voice.
As an expression of my gratitude, I grant you this tunic. With this, you won't choke underwater.
And with that, we got the Zora tunic. This tunic, much like the Goron tunic, lets us have the powers of a Zora by being able to breathe underwater. And it's got the nicest shade of blue. Blue is my favorite color, so you can bet that I'm really happy to be wearing this. But that's not the only thing we have to do with King Zora. Like I said, we gotta go ahead and give him that prescription. So let's go ahead and do that.
Oh, this is, well, eye drops. You might say we have them, you might say we don't. We do have the ingredients.
Oh, I just gave him back the stupid voice again.
If you take the ingredients to the doctor at the lake laboratory, he can make some drops for you. But you need to deliver them fresh.
Can you make it before they spoil? Alright, so, this is all very well and good. We get something called the eyeball frog. The eyeball, I don't know, we have to deliver it fresh. I don't know if it's dead and dying and like rotting, I have no idea. Oh, there's a golden sculpture here. Oh well. So, anyways, we need to get to Lake Hylia. Now, you're probably wondering, why don't we just teleport? The last time we had the timer, we were in, where were we? That's right, we were delivering that, the mushroom. The mushroom doesn't last outside the forest, so we needed to grab it. We didn't have any teleportation songs at the time, so it didn't really matter. But now that we do, you might want to use the teleportation songs in order to get to your destination faster. However, the problem is that if you decide to use the teleportation songs, it'll cause whatever you have to just become spoiled right away. Regardless of whether or not you had any time. So, yeah, don't teleport. You have to go the long way. Which is fine, because it doesn't really take that long to get there. Especially now that we have Epona. Maybe you'd have a hard time getting to where you needed to go if you didn't have Epona. I'm sure there are still ways to make it without Epona. I'm sure there's speedrunners that'll be able to show you some really cool ways to do it. But we have Epona, so let's go ahead and use her. Man, it's almost like I have been planning this Let's Play out. I'm pretty impressed with myself, actually. I'm able to get all these cool quests lined up. I'm trying to keep the pacing of the story pretty consistent, so that sometimes we're doing really cool stuff like getting into the fire temple and stuff like that, and then sometimes we do a little bit more mundane stuff like delivering someone's eye medication. Link is a hero, not just the princess and stuff like that, but to the everyday people too, you know? Link is just an all-around nice guy. It's something about Link's character that he's willing to take his time out to do this kind of stuff. But you can also argue that Link shouldn't have the time to do any of this stuff, especially doing something like fishing. Everyone's kind of in peril without him. But Link has been running non-stop around the whole world ever since, he's had barely enough time to even sleep ever since he woke up that one night with the nightmare. Alright. Once we get here, we can go ahead and use the eyeball frog on this old man. Oh, maybe we just talked to him. No, you gotta give it to him. Here you go.
Oh! Oh, wow! I haven't seen an eyeball frog like this since Zora's domain froze over. These eyeball frogs are so delicious. Tonight I will cook fried eyeballs for the first time in a long time. Oh, yo, 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 yo. Such great stuff. Please say thank you to King Zora. What? These are for making Bigiran's eye drops. Oh, how disappointing. You should have said so in the first place.
Well, it can't because we're a silent protagonist.
Here it is. This medicine doesn't have any preservatives in it, so it won't last long in this temperature. Run as fast as you can to Death Mountain. You're young, you can do it.
So here we got the world's finest eye drops. We need to give this to Bigiran as fast as we can. So I'm not gonna make you wait for me to get all the way over there, so I'll just cut when I get really close to where he is. Remember, if you're following along, teleportation songs are not gonna be helpful here. You're gonna have to get there the long way, which means going through Hyrule Field, Kakariko Village, then Death Mountain. Alright, here I am. I've got 35 seconds left. Got a good amount of time. We're finally up here. Let's go ahead and give these ice drops to Bigiran.
Really? You brought the eye drops. I'm so relieved. I'm gonna use them right now. Oh, wow! This is stimulating. It's working great. Now I can get back to my blade business. My work is not very consistent, so I'll give this to you so you won't forget. After a few days, please return. Just wait patiently.
Alright, so we got the Bigiran sword claim check. You can't wait for the work to be repeated. No, we cannot wait. That's why we're going to use the Sun Song to forward up time for a couple days. When you're doing this, when you're doing this side quest, make sure you have that seed planted. It'll help you get up the mountain a lot easier. It'll at least cut out half of the mountain climbing. You could go into Goron City and then use the other way I told you to get up here, but there's not really much of a point in doing that. It doesn't. If anything, I think it'd be the slower way, because then you gotta go down in Goron City before you actually go back up again. But I don't know. Maybe it is faster to go that way if you're Maybe it's faster to go that way if you're don't have the seed planted, but I don't know. I think it's been about 2 days now. I love how, like, we can literally see this guy just staring at us for days on end. He already has the sword ready. He just doesn't feel like giving it to us yet. We're almost done. I think we just gotta do this one more time and then we will be done. Just gotta wait for it to be nighttime. Yep. Those iron boots look like they weigh a ton. If you wear those boots, you might be able to walk at the bottom of a lake. Exactly. Thank you. Alright, I believe that's been 3 days now.
I made this straight for the claim check. That sword is my finest work.
And here we have the Bigiran sword. So, this thing will not break, and as you can see, it has replaced the broken giant's blade that we had before. Yeah, of course, obviously I knew that the blade was fake, but I thought it helped with the storytelling of getting this awesome blade. Now, we have this super awesome blade that does 8 times more damage when you do a jump slash to the Kokiri sword. And we have it all the time, which is pretty nice, because we're gonna want it for the next dungeon. I think we have almost all the things I want before we go into the next dungeon. So I think we are gonna go inside the dungeon right now. Let's do it. Oops. What's going on with my... There we go. Oh my god, I was trying to play that song and I was having a lot of trouble. Holy crap. Alright, let's go to... So this song actually warps us to, like, Hylia. And, this is the pedestal. We've seen it before. But obviously... This time, the temple for the Zoras is a little bit farther than usual. But usually, I guess they'd use that shortcut to get here. And then it would be right next door. But, because we don't have that shortcut now, it's well, all the doors are pretty much gone. So the only item that you can actually use when you're under the water is your hook shot. So we're gonna go ahead and grab that. And yeah. Oops, there we go. So now we're under the water. This is the temple right here, but as you can see, we can't go inside because there's a gate in the way. But if we use our hook shot on this little shell, it's kind of weird, but this like weird, like, how do I describe it? Fish switch thing comes out. You can see it's even got like a little fin. And then it just floats up. It never actually fully disappears or anything like that. It's kind of interesting. But here we are. Oh, you can hear the distorted cock-a-doodle-doo. This is the infamous water temple. And as much as I'd like to do it right now, I am actually going to spare you. And we'll do this another time. Next time, though, I think I'm going to go through the entire water temple in one shot. We'll see if I put my money where my mouth is next time. Leave me a like if you like this episode. Leave a comment if you liked my little storytelling with the Bigiran sword. Getting all these plot points nice and lined up. And did you get the Bigiran sword this early when you played the game? Let me know. Subscribe if you want to see more. I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.